Stop scrolling right now. Look me in the eye and answer this honestly. Is Seyran and Ferit's relationship a chaotic fairy tale, or is it a masterclass in psychological addiction? Ask yourself why millions of people across the globe are hopelessly hooked on them. Why is it that every single time Seyran and Ferit destroy each other, we cry with them? Why is it that no matter how much toxicity bleeds into their veins, we simply cannot look away? What you are about to watch isn't just another drama review. Today, we are opening up the dark, beautiful, and deeply twisted heart of SeyFer, the dynamic that didn't just break television ratings, but fundamentally shattered our hearts. If you think you already understand their story, think again. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to see Seyran and Ferit in a light that will change the way you watch Yali Capkini forever. Do not click away, because every single second of this breakdown matters. Welcome back, everyone, to our cozy corner of the internet where we analyze the most intense, addicting, and complex relationships on screen. I am so glad you are here today, because SeyFer is a topic I have been dying to break down with you in full detail. Their story is a labyrinth of emotion, and we are going to explore every single corner of it today. But before we step into the stormy halls of the Corn Mansion, I have to share a very exciting, slightly hilarious milestone with you. Our channel's official join button has finally been unlocked. But here's the reality check. As of the exact second you are watching this video, we have exactly 0 members. Yes, literally 0. That means if you decide to click that button today, you won't just be supporting the channel, you will literally be our very first official channel sponsor in history. For a tiny, pocket change amount each month, literally less than half the price of a single cup of coffee, you can help keep this channel running, independent, and producing deep dive essays just like this one. Being member number 1 comes with serious bragging rights in our community, so check out that join button right down below. And while you're hovering down there, smash that like button and drop a comment right now. Are you team SeyFer until the very end, or do you think they are too chaotic to ever find real peace? Let's turn the comment section into the ultimate fan debate. Let's take a trip back to where this madness all began. On the surface, Seyran and Ferit were never supposed to work. They were two completely incompatible worlds crashing into each other at maximum speed. On one side, you have Ferit Koran, the Golden Prince of Istanbul, blessed with unlimited wealth, physical beauty, and effortless charm, yet suffocating under the overwhelming, dictatorial shadow of his grandfather, Hali's Aga. People often looked at Ferit in the early episodes and just saw a spoiled, irresponsible playboy running away from commitment. But if you look closer, Ferit's wild behavior was never about genuine pleasure. It was a desperate, chaotic cry for agency in a life where every single decision was already made for him. He was a bird trapped in a golden cage, acting out because destruction was the only thing he could truly control. Then, on the other side of the mirror, you have Seyran. Born into the brutal, oppressive environment of Kazım's household in Antep, Seyran didn't just dream of freedom, she needed it to survive. Her books, her education, her fiercely guarded pride, these were not just personality traits, they were her armor against a world that viewed women as commodities to be bartered away. When fate forced these two into an arranged marriage born out of convenience and ego, something electric happened. They didn't fall in love at first sight. Absolutely not. They warred. They bickered. They pushed every single emotional button the other person had. But why was that hostility so deeply magnetic? Because beneath the screams and the sarcasm, they recognized something in each other that no one else in the world could see: unhealed trauma. Ferit saw a woman who refused to bow down to his wealth or charm, someone who saw straight through his mask of playboy arrogance. Seyran saw a boy who, despite his infuriating childishness, possessed a strange, pure vulnerability that the cold world of the mansion hadn't managed to erase entirely. What makes the SeyFer dynamic so wildly addicting to watch? It is the perpetual psychological push and pull between self-preservation and complete surrender. Seyran and Ferit are two human beings who desperately want to love and be loved, but neither of them was ever taught how to do it safely. Look at how they handle fear. When Seyran feels unsafe or threatened, her emotional defense mechanism is isolation and pride. She builds an impenetrable wall of ice, pulls away, and refuses to show weakness.
Why?
Because growing up under Kazım taught her that vulnerability leads to pain. To Seyran, letting her guard down feels like surrendering her life. She projects strength even when her heart is breaking inside. Ferit, on the other hand, responds to fear with frantic, reckless chaos. When Ferit feels abandoned, unloved, or rejected, he doesn't retreat into silence, he explodes. He acts out, makes catastrophic decisions, hides behind toxic influences, or runs back to bad habits. His trauma stems from a deep, underlying fear that he is inherently unlovable for who he truly is. He constantly tests Seyran, provoking her just to see if she will stay or walk away like everyone else. Yet, notice what happens when the chaotic noise around them disappears. Look at those quiet, late-night balcony conversations where the world stops spinning. The moment Ferit breaks down, drops his massive ego, and places his head on Seyran's lap, the playboy completely vanishes. In those moments, he is just a boy longing to be held by someone who loves him without conditions. And Seyran, the girl who swore she would never give her heart to a Koran, finds herself instinctively becoming his shield, his anchor, and his sanctuary. We cannot analyze SeyFer without talking about the sheer amount of external pressure forced upon them. From the manipulative games of Ifakat to the constant, lingering shadow of Pelin and the terrifying demands of family honor, Seyran and Ferit were tossed directly into a firestorm without a compass. However, let's be entirely honest with ourselves as viewers. As much as external villains try to tear them apart, Seyran and Ferit were often their own worst enemies. How many devastating misunderstandings could have been avoided if Ferit had simply chosen complete honesty over self-preservation? How many tears could have been saved if Seyran had allowed herself to trust that Ferit's devotion was real, rather than expecting betrayal at every corner? Think back to the most iconic, heartbreaking moments of the series. Remember the desperate airport scene? Remember the sheer terror in Ferit's eyes when he realized Seyran was slipping out of his life forever? Or think about the hospital room scenes, where pride completely evaporated in the face of life and death. When everything else is stripped away, Seyran and Ferit don't just love each other. They rely on each other to breathe. Ferit is willing to burn all of Istanbul to ashes just to keep Seyran safe, and Seyran is willing to endure unthinkable emotional torment if it means protecting Ferit from destroying himself. That is the haunting beauty of SeyFer. Their love isn't comfortable. It is a force of nature that burns everything in its wake. A truly great character dynamic isn't static. It transforms the people involved. If you compare Ferit in episode 1 to the Ferit we see deeper into the story, you're looking at two entirely different human beings. Before Seyran, Ferit's life was an endless, meaningless loop of superficial pleasure, easy escapes, and emotional emptiness. Seyran grounded him. She was the first person in his life who held him accountable, who refused to accept his excuses, and who challenged him to become a real man. Seyran gave Ferit a purpose worth fighting for. And what about Seyran's evolution? Before Ferit, Seyran saw the world as a dark, hostile arena where she had to fight every second just to maintain her dignity. Ferit opened her heart to passion, to vulnerability, and to the terrifying bliss of loving someone without a safety net. He showed her that even in her weakest moments, she was worthy of being fiercely desired, protected, and cherished. They broke each other's hearts repeatedly, yes, but in breaking those hearts, they destroyed the cages they had both been trapped in since childhood. So, why does the SeyFer phenomenon transcend languages, cultures, and borders? Why are fans from South America to Europe, from the Middle East to Asia, spending countless hours analyzing their scenes? It's because Seyran and Ferit reflect something fundamentally human. Their romance isn't a sanitized, glossy fairy tale where everything is easy and clean. It is raw, messy, flawed, and terrifyingly real. It shows us that real love often requires us to face our darkest insecurities, heal our unhealed wounds, and tear down the walls we built to protect ourselves. Seyran and Ferit are like two jagged puzzle pieces carved from different trees. On paper, they shouldn't fit. But when you put them together, the chemistry, elevated to legendary status by the breathtaking performances of Afra Sarıkoglu and Mert Ramazan Demir, is electric, authentic, and completely unforgettable. Every subtle glance, every hesitant touch, every tear-stained argument carries a weight that keeps us emotionally hostage. As we look ahead to the next chapters of their story, I want to leave you with a question to reflect on. Do you believe Seyran and Ferit are genuine soulmates destined to heal and overcome all odds? Or do you think their love is an endless cycle of trauma that will eventually destroy them both? I want to know your exact thoughts. Drop a comment down below right now. I respond to as many of you as I can, and I love reading your deep analyses. If you felt every word of this breakdown, please smash that like button. It takes 2 seconds, but it helps the YouTube algorithm recommend this video to fellow Yali Capkini fans around the globe. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss another deep dive review. And one final reminder, our channel's join button is officially open, but we currently have 0 members. If you want to become a founding supporter of this channel for just a tiny, microscopic monthly contribution, hit that join button right now and claim your spot as member number 1. Thank you all so much for spending your time with me today, for sharing your passion for SeyFer, and I will see you in the very next video. Until then, take care and keep loving great storytelling.